already have lovely goodness in the Fox 43 kitchen this morning with the Olivia's crew. We got Chef Yanni, we got Dre with the drinks, and Chef, what are we making today?
So we talked about it in the teas. We're making a Ciliegine Perego. Now, Ciliegine, what does it mean? Cherry-sized balls of mozzarella cheese. Right here, there we are. So that's the theme for this. So, you know, we got the cherry size. I also incorporated some delicious heirloom cherry berry tomatoes, okay? Now check me out though, this dish is gonna get crazy, all right? So just hold on tight and trust that we're gonna get there.
Trust
I promise
the process.
that we will, okay? So right here in my pan, I started things off. I've got a chicken tenderloin in there. I've got 2 of them. I cut them in 3/4 inch size chunks, if you will, okay? As well as that in my pan, I got shallots and I've got Olivia's famous garlic butter, okay? The reason I got this started for the camera is because I want this chicken to cook up for me, all right? So while this is cooking, let's get to our water here. What's going in there? We're gonna be using a capellini pasta today, okay? So in we go. Okay, oppa. What do you think? We getting all that in there?
Yeah, more than
bendy
merry.
action and
That was beautiful.
barely any spillage. Thank you, Mom. Okay, Jackie, you want to stir that pasta?
I
Good
sure
luck.
will.
Thank you so much. Okay, now check me out here. This chicken, Mom, can I get a pair of tongs while you're in that region?
Of course.
Once my sous chef mom gets back over here, we're gonna flip this chicken. Thank you. This is my favorite pair. Thank you so much. Okay, so we're gonna flip our chicken here. You see how we're getting some beautiful browning? That is exactly what I want here. Now, keep in mind, you see the raw? It's not all the way cooked. That's fine, okay? Because knowing that, it's now time to start step 2 of this dish, okay? Which will be adding some, who could have guessed, Pinot Grigio. Italian dish after all, okay? And Perego, by the way, it's a town 35 kilometers northeast of Milan, where
the
Olympic Games were just
held.
at.
I love that.
All right, so we're gonna get some Pinot Grigio in here, okay? Good amount of Pinot Grigio, all right? The sauce today is gonna be heavy on the wine and the tomato flavor, okay? So now that I got my Pinot Grigio in here, okay? It's gonna start coming to a bubble. Now is when I wanna add my mussels and my clams. And we've talked about it before, the proper way of cleaning mussels and clams. Check those videos on how to do it. Salt water, basically 3 salt water baths, helps the clams and mussels open up. Okay, so they're gonna get in here. I'm gonna get a little bit of clam action, bear with me, okay? It's real saucy looking, and that's on purpose. We're about to explain why. Now we're putting our cherry tomatoes in now as well, but our cherry tomatoes in a little bit later because cherry tomatoes, they cook real fast, all right? So we're putting them after we put everything in here. Now it's time to get some more tomato flavor. I'm gonna use this passata puree tomato. I love this stuff right here, great tomato flavor. Okay, I'm gonna put a good amount in my dish here. Yep. And don't be afraid when you're using these at home and you have some left in the bottle, throw some water in this guy, mix it around, and you'll use that up.
Every last drop.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm gonna do that during the break. What I wanna show you now though, is as I'm mixing this around and it's all becoming one delicious goodness, okay? I'm gonna put my lid on this and I'm gonna have this come to a light simmer. While I'm doing that, I'm waiting for my mussels and clams to pop open. That's how you know they're ready. All the while, I'm extracting all the flavor that those mussels and clams have to offer. So let me get my lid here. And coming back on the second segment, I'm gonna show you adding fresh herbs and cheese. I'm gonna be doing some fresh basil and some Asiago. We'll toss this thing around, we'll add our pasta into it, and then we'll enjoy it.
This guy is such a pro.
That's
I got
right.
nothing to say, but I can't wait to come back in a little bit.